Hello. I'm glad to hear that. I can't be a hella long live tonight because I didn't get finished with what I needed to do. I was trying to get on as soon as I could for you guys, but I've had readings, and I had 2 readings, and they weren't done until 6 something. Then I had to take care of everything. Then I needed a shower. See, my hair's still wet because I was just so tired. I got back from my mom's at like 6 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't get to bed till like 7. Because I didn't get out there till late because I actually wasn't going to go because I didn't have a car. But long story. Anyways, I got on here as fast as I could. Okay. Perfect, Kim. What did you mean by instructions? I'm going to go pin this. Okay. I'm going to pin this link so that you guys, if you want a reading, can get on. Okay, sounds good. I was wondering who that was, and that helps me so much. Thank you. What kind of reading are you wanting? You're wanting mediumship, right? Hi, Jean. Hi, everyone. Hi, Katie. Hi, Kathy. So, if you're wanting a mediumship, we can do it a couple different ways. So, the way that I connect best is off a picture, preferably, or a name if you wanted me to dial someone directly. Or I can try to just pick up who's around you, which is harder for me to do, but I've been practicing at that, and we've been successful with that. It's just not the strongest way I connect. So it would be that if you want to email me a picture of your dad so I can dial direct, basically, would be probably the best way to do it. And then you would follow that link to come on camera with me. You don't have to show your face. You can just do your voice if you want to, or you can come on camera, whatever you want to do. And it's running across the screen right now at the bottom. Can you see it? thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. I want to only try to bring one in because if we bring in multiples, it gets a little confusing. I mean, I can, but it's like you got to figure out what goes where when they do that. Because I don't feel that. So most of the time, I don't feel the difference in energy. I'm just giving what they give me. It's okay. That's fine. So we're doing readings by donations tonight. Preferably 25 donation. If you want to do more, you can. But you have to do a little bit less. That's okay. But I just have to. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of time, and the struggle is real. Let's just put it like that. So. So anybody that's getting a reading, it's right here running across the screen. It's thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. It's running along the bottom. It's just my name at gmail.com. Real simple. thepsychicsleuth at gmail. So as you guys know, for those of you that have watched me, I like to explain kind of how I work. Just because there's sometimes people have never gotten a reading before and they don't know or understand how I work. So I do like to explain that, which I will in just a minute. All the ways to support me are down below. You can support me just by liking and subscribing. That helps me out a lot, and it is free to do. Or if you are interested, I have my book down below, my podcast down below. I do have merchandise. If you care to donate to my channel so that I can continue what I'm doing, you can do that as well. Super chat, super stickers are also available. It's not necessary, but is appreciated. That's about it, I think, for the ways to reach me for a private reading are also down below and are running across the screen as well. If you haven't checked out my book, it's only $11 on Amazon and everybody seems to like it. So just to let you guys know that's available. And I didn't even want to deal with my microphone tonight because last time I couldn't get it to work and I was running late. So that's hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So the way that I work is information that comes in can be past, present, or future, symbolic, or have multiple meanings. Spirit will sometimes use my references and or experiences to try to explain what they were trying to say. Sometimes they'll use references from movies or experiences I've had in lives or things I've seen. Like that's the kind of references they use. And sometimes it's a little bit like charades, but usually they do get their point across. As I get information, please validate what makes sense. And without giving too much information, just, validate what I'm talking about. And what doesn't make sense, just hang on to because it may make sense later on, or it may be a future thing, something. I always get everything for a reason, and keep in mind that others on the other side may also intervene, as well as yours in the chat. Sometimes they do kind of interrupt. So if something does make sense to you guys in the chat, please say so. Sometimes they also do bring up things that maybe others could. Sometimes they do bring up things that make sense for them, but also for others, so that you're basically getting a message from your loved one as well, even though you're in the chat. I know it's kind of weird, but it does happen that way. We learned that last time with all the coins. I actually was going to do a reading on Dylan tonight, but I don't have it in me. I apologize. I needed to come here because got to feed the animals. But I will try to get him done hopefully tomorrow, but ASAP. I know it's his birthday and I did want to do that, but unfortunately I don't have the energy to do anything else after this tonight. And I needed to do this. So yeah, they just kind of give, as far as advice for the future, that's usually in an intuitive guidance, which we still have free will. So, usually intuitive guidance is if you want to ask a couple questions about the future, we can do that. You sent a good enough donation for that. If you'd want to do that first, we can do that as well. You can ask a couple questions. I can tell you what I get, but keep in mind that you do have free will. Nothing is set in stone. Always, anytime you have a psychic reading, it's about possibilities. It doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily happen. Usually it does, but we have the free will to change. And if there's anybody else involved, they also have free will. So you guys got to keep that in mind too when it comes with questions or when it comes with like any kind of guidance, psychic readings, anything like that. So I'm looking. Let me go to my email real quick so that we can go. Oh, I need you to make a StreamYards account and come on the screen with me. You don't have to put your face or anything. You can choose an avatar or nothing, and we'll just hear your voice to validate. So the link is clicked at the top. You have to make a StreamYards account first, and then you just click the link and you'll come backstage. And so that's what we need. We need you to do, please, if that's okay. So which one do you want to connect with, your dad or your husband? Because I'm going to focus on one. And I need, when you guys send me pictures, I need, like, if you have a clearer picture of their face without their glasses, most recent to their passing is suggested, but not necessary. It can work with glasses too, but I prefer it without. But I need to be able to see their face and their eyes and them by themselves if possible, if you have it. If not, I'll just work with what I got. I need to know which one you want to listen, which one you want me to connect to, because otherwise I'll be bringing in both and it may get a little confusing. You'll have to figure out what goes where. So do you want to connect to your dad or your husband? And I need you to come on screen if possible, because nobody reads the chat and it seems to make it easier. Excuse me. I got such bad allergies or something outside that I'm like super allergic to. Okay. So can you make a StreamYards account real quick and then click the link that I pinned to the top? You do not have to show your face. Oh, okay. I did not realize you were driving. Bad timing. I apologize. I'll put the link again right here just so it's easier to get to, maybe. And anybody that wants a reading, you would do kind of the same thing. So we're going to wait just a minute for her to pull over. Oh, there she is. Oh, did she? Let me see. I don't know. Did you make an account, Kim? Let's see. I don't know if this is going to work. It's not showing the little...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
I'm just surprised you don't have usually they have like a little sticker on there, even if you don't have an avatar.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm in my car, so it'll just look dark.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, I see you. Okay. Okay. So turn off my notifications because of course I'm getting messages because that's the way it always works, right?
That's right.
Okay. So someone asking about a reading. All right. So as far as I feel like if you're never ever going to find another partner, I feel like right now, life is sort of about you. It's sort of about finding your way again, healing again, which I know that you have done a lot of work, and you know, sometimes we feel like we're ready, but it's all about energy. So our energy does attract the other person's energy, and if we're meant to have a relationship, we usually do. Because we have soul contracts with people, so that we write prior. I do feel like someone's going to come in, but it's I'm getting like in the next few years, but timelines can shift. So it can be anywhere from between now to like, I get 3. So maybe it could be 3 months, but I doubt it. It feels more like it's further out. So within the next 3 years, okay, is what they show me. And also we have to remember when we're meeting someone that person has to be ready as well. So everything in divine timing. This guy, he seems a little bit older. Like I get like a grayish hair, but he's not he's not like an old geezer. I don't say that word. I don't think those were my words. Because I don't really talk like that. So, but that's kind of what they're showing me. Like he's kind of handsome for an older man. He's got his life together. And I feel like he may have had, or comes across as possibly having a divorce earlier in life. So he's kind of in the, a similar boat. But I feel like I keep getting that he's got a pretty nice house and he does pretty well for himself. I'm not really sure like where you're going to meet him. Like it's not that clear yet.
Okay.
But in the right timing, I do feel there's going to be someone that comes along. He may not look exactly like I'm describing, but that's what they show me. I
like bald-headed guys, so hopefully he'll just not have hair.
Yeah. Well, it's about the soul, right? Because we connect to the soul. And so there's usually, whenever it's meant to be with someone, there's that soul connection. So it's not really going to matter really what somebody looks like. You'll still have a specific attraction because you're attracted to their energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as of now, they show me he has hair, but I mean, he could lose it. I don't know. Okay. So you wanted to connect to your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if you don't have one that shows his eyes at all.
Not really, because he always had his glasses on.
Well, even with his glasses, like just facing forward, do you have any that are like facing forward?
I don't think so.
If you don't, it's okay. I'll work with what I got. It really is when it comes. I feel like I get the best readings looking at their eyes because the eyes really are windows to the soul, so it like helps the connection. But we'll see what we can do here.
Okay.
Hey, Tammy. So I feel like I kind of want to cough right now. I can get that with the heart, or it can be lungs, something that would make you cough. But I've noticed it does come in with heart issues as well. Or someone that had, developed a cough prior to their passing. When I get things that I'm feeling, it can be an ailment or a symptom. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to their passing, but it usually is.
Yeah. He had a major heart attack.
Okay. It's weird because they just started doing that with me, giving me a cough with the heart. And I really don't understand that. I started putting 2 and 2 together with every time I would cough, it would be something with the heart, but it's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know if that's something that happens with heart issues, but do you know if he ever complained of anything like in his, like with his hands, like or with his arms and hands, almost like a circulation issue? It felt kind of like neuropathy. Like he's talking about his like arms and hands. You know how like when your arm and hand fall asleep?
Yeah.
He
had arthritis.
Okay. Do you know if that caused neuropathy? Because it's like I'm getting that, but I don't know if it's connected to the circulation or.
Yeah, I think it might be. I know, like his hands would always be sore.
Okay. All right, that makes sense because he was showing me the arms and the hands, but it was like I was getting also a tingling feeling, like how you get neuropathy. that was.
I wonder, I think he had something like that, like with his heart attack.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of is what it feels like. Now, things can have multiple meanings, so there is he is referencing both hands, but at the same time, he's showing me the right arm and hand is like right now, it feels like it's falling asleep on me. So I don't know if he had that prior to having, his heart attack, because I know that's like a symptom, but I can literally feel it. Like my arm and hand is going numb, basically.
Huh.
Which is usually a sign of a heart attack, so it kind of makes sense. Also kind of getting a headache. So I don't know if he started getting headaches prior to this or where the head makes sense, but he's just giving me a little bit of a headache as like a symptom, which you can have with high blood pressure. I notice. Does that make sense?
He didn't complain about a headache to me, but he probably tried to shield me a lot.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Do you know if he had high blood pressure?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Because I've noticed that too when I get a headache. Sometimes when it's a heart issue, it's because of high blood pressure.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a symbolic thing. I don't know. Like spirit has their own language with me that they're building and building on. So were you a daddy's girl?
Yeah.
Because he says that's daddy's little girl. He very much doted on you, I feel, is the way it comes across. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Everybody knew it too. I just keep seeing daddy's girl written out for some reason. Do you know if he was in? I keep getting like some kind of business around him when he was when he was younger. Like I don't know, for his job.
Yeah, he did. He was in. I don't know exactly what he did, but I know he was like a higher up in a business.
Okay. Yeah, because he comes across as like a businessman. So.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm wondering if he felt a little dizzy at times, because maybe he didn't tell you this, but I just feel a little dizzy, a little out of it, kind of, all of a sudden.
I think after he had his initial heart attack, he actually didn't die for like 2 weeks after his heart attack.
Uh-huh.
So he probably had a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, it does kind of cut off, your oxygen and stuff, and I don't know, I just feel dizzy.
Yeah.
So. Did you guys do things like he's showing me? Yeah, let me see if I can understand this right. So there's a few different things he's showing me. One is some kind of trip that you took, but I feel like there was, like you had some kind of picnic or something. he's not being as clear as I would like with it because he's trying to show a few different things. But this is like, I don't know if this is when it's more like when you were a kid. I feel like there was a special trip maybe you took to a park or somewhere where you guys like had lunch. Because that's kind of coming in. And then I hear the word hide and seek, so I don't know if you ever played hide and seek.
When I was little.
When you were little, did he play? He played with you hide and seek?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and also he just talks about like other games that he played with you. Do you know if he liked to do crosswords?
I don't think so, but he nicknamed me Games.
Oh, games?
Yeah, that was my nickname he gave me.
Oh, how weird. Okay, that's why he's because he was showing me all these kind of games, and I was like, okay. But with the games, he showed me crosswords. So I mean, you know what I mean about symbolic?
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I wasn't expecting it to mean that. Okay. But he's still talking about like this trip you took where you like had lunch. I don't know if it's a road trip or really I see you guys having like a picnic like in a park area but it's like it was like a special thing. I don't know. Hang on to it, but maybe you'll remember because I feel like you're pretty young.
Okay.
You come across as being like pretty young in the vision, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So he brings the number 5. So 5 can be May, 5 years, 5 months, the 5th. Something happened at age 5.
Well, there's 5 of us left in the family, like me and my kids.
Okay. Can you think of anything that happened when you were 5, or maybe not? Because I want to connect it to you. I mean, it could be the family thing, but I keep seeing you as like this little girl.
Not particularly.
Okay. Do you know if there's a specific memory around the tooth fairy with you and him?
Not a specific one. Well, I don't know if it's tooth fairy related, but
tooth fairy. I see the tooth, but then there's a reference to the tooth fairy. So the tooth.
Yeah, I knocked out a tooth when I was like 8 that I wasn't supposed to knock out.
Okay. Did you get money for that tooth, or you couldn't find it?
Yeah. Okay. No, I got money.
Okay. That's probably it then.
Oh, okay.
I know. Like they bring up random stuff like I wouldn't know. So sometimes the stuff they bring up is like, okay, well, I don't know why you're bringing that up, but all right.
Yeah.
It's just a validation thing. So I can't believe he nicknamed you Games. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Is that because you liked to play games or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Like, why do I see you messing with him? Like doing
like
little
board
pranks
games.
Okay, board games, right.
Yeah.
But did you guys ever, and that's what I was seeing anyways with the whole games thing, but then the crossword came in and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't really understand that. But because you know how some people, like before they go to work, they like to do like the crossword puzzle in the newspaper. It was coming across kind of like that. So I don't know. You might think of it later, but there's something about like you guys having a lot of fun together. Like, I feel like you were his sidekick, like, when you could be. I feel like he did kind of work a lot. But when he had time and everything, I feel like you were like, you're always around your dad. Like, pay me attention kind of thing.
Yep.
Is the way it comes across.
My sister was like, my sister was like my mom's favorite, and I was like his.
Right. So you each had your own. They each had their own child, is what he's saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Trying to get there's something that is trying to come in about his passing, in connection to you. Something that was said from you to him prior to his passing. Like he got sick.
Me to him.
He got sick. He had his heart attack, and then you guys had some kind of conversation.
He sent me a text. And it was just like, and then he called me minutes before he died.
Okay, so that's the conversation then. On a soul level, probably. He knew he was going to leave, and so that was his way of basically saying later for now. So that he could kind of say, there is no goodbyes, but he could kind of say, later for now. And that's the conversation he's talking about.
Oh.
So he's just validating that, like on a soul level, he knew he was going and he needed to talk to you before he left. Makes sense?
Yeah. Does he say anything about like the hospital?
Wait, say that again. You kind of went out.
Oh, does he say anything about like the hospital making any kind of like mistakes?
That's what I was trying to get, because he was getting into the hospital thing. He's starting to get around his passing. Did they do surgery with him or no?
Well, they were supposed to, and they said they were going to do it the next day, but he never made it till the next day.
Okay, so there's something with the meds he was on. I don't really know. He's talking about medication that he was taking during his time there. I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but he keeps... It's not Lipitor? Was he on Lipitor?
Sounds familiar, but I'm not entirely sure.
That's weird that I'm hearing that, because I don't normally hear medication or know what they are. But I hear Lipitor, so I don't know if he was on that or not. And actually, he's making my heart hurt right now. They should have done the surgery sooner.
Right.
They should not have waited. But at the same time, he's saying we all have our time and place. It was, regardless, it was time for him to go. But I feel like they should have done his surgery like the minute he came in and was having problems, because it feels like there's a blockage. And I think maybe they tried to fix the blockage with some kind of meds or something, and they should have actually went in and surgically. But if that's the thing, is we all have our kind of time and place, and if it wasn't now, it would have been another time, or maybe even during the surgery.
Right.
But he just keeps showing me there's like a blockage in one of his valves.
Okay.
So, and then that's that name of that medication. I don't know. I think people do take that for heart issues, but I'm not sure. have to Google that and see, because now I always do that because I'm like, well, I don't know why I got that and what it is. But he wants to thank you for, like, he says you were just the best child. He said sometimes you gave him hell. Like, I feel like your teenage years, you were a little rebellious, like all teenagers are, but you were a good kid. And he says you're a really good person. I feel he's talking about, like, you have a really good heart. And the thing is that you do a lot for others, and sometimes you don't take the best care of yourself. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So he's saying, and I got the chills on that. So he's saying that he wants you to take better care of yourself. He says, okay to take care of other people, but not to where it puts yourself out. And I think there's like a specific situation that he's referring to. That makes sense?
Yeah, probably. Because being a single parent to 4 kids, I usually come last.
Right. And this is just like with anybody in your life. I mean, with your kids, we know we give all to our kids. But he's just wanting to make sure that you also take care of yourself, and that you don't, like even when it comes to other people outside of your kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wants to make sure that you also give yourself attention. So Shazam saying in the comments, did you see that? She just posted about Lipitor. So if you want to read that.
Oh, no. When I stop next, I'll read it.
Okay, it says there is what they use for it can treat high cholesterol and triglyceride levels, may reduce the risk of angina, stroke, heart attack, and heart and blood vessel problems. So, I mean, he probably was on it, but
yeah,
it is for high cholesterol, basically. Now, I don't know why he's showing me that. I mean, he may have had side effects to it or something. Like maybe they put him on that after they sent him home. I'm not really sure. I'd see if there was side effects to it.
Right.
So okay, so was he there when you got married?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why he's showing me your wedding. And you two had a father-daughter dance, right?
Yep.
Because it was a specific song, and I think he still do you hear that song sometimes?
Yep.
Okay, so I just got the chills. So that song he plays for you.
Oh.
When you hear that song, that's just him saying he's with you. Because again, it goes back to your wedding and the father-daughter dance and it being extremely important. So I'm sure when you hear it, you think of him. But that's that's one of his signs to you.
Okay.
He says that you're a very strong woman. I feel like you just do it all. He's showing me like you just rush around all the time.
Yep.
And you rush around, taking care of your kids and then doing what you need to do for work. Like he's like, she's always on the go. Always on the go.
Yep.
But he wants you to make sure that you take time to de-stress, because that's coming in pretty strongly about de-stressing a little bit. You've been highly stressed lately. I don't know why he's okay, because he's worried about your stress. And he wants you to also, because this is genetic with the heart and everything, he wants you to keep an eye on it. Stress doesn't help that situation. So he wants you to watch your stress if you can, which I know it's hard in the world that we live in. But it's kind of one of those things where he just wants you to let things kind of go and let them happen, because he's helping you from the other side. Like, we get stressed out over things we can't control. You know what I mean? And so he's wanting you to just kind of let go of that control, because things are going to happen the way they're going to happen anyways. And he doesn't feel like you should be stressing over it. He's a little concerned about the stress becoming too much for you and your body. That's just a fatherly advice thing that he's bringing up.
Okay.
Did you guys go? He keeps showing me, like, I keep going back to this trip, but I see you in the car together. I don't know if it's the same trip or something else. So I don't know if you just took rides together and, like, went on, like, places together. Like, anytime you went somewhere, to the hardware store, to wherever, like, you went with him. That's what he just keeps showing me, like, you being, like, his ride or die in the car. Like, if Dad went, here you come running, and you had to jump in the car with him. That's what he's showing me.
Yep.
That makes sense. It's weird because he shows me, like, literally him getting in the car, and here you come running, Kim. You're just running out the door. Wait for me, Daddy. You just run and just jump in the car, and it's just like, you're hilarious. It's hilarious. Like, he was not going to go anywhere without you. You were super nosy. You wanted to know what he was doing all the time, and you enjoyed spending time with him. And I think he would go, like, little places, like, you know, to get ice cream or out to eat, like, or he would buy you, like, a little something in the store. So those kind of things come in as well.
Yeah.
And he also is showing me a birthday cake, which you guys know I do get that sometimes. It's usually for a birthday that has just passed or is coming up. And it is connected to him, you, or someone else connected, alive or past.
My birthday is the end of the month.
Okay. So he's just referencing your birthday coming up, and happy early birthday. And I do hear games. So he wants to go ahead and say that now, that he's already basically called you out on that. He says, you don't understand. This girl wanted to play games all the time.
That's true.
And also, I don't know, did you, like, have little tea parties or something? I keep seeing, like, a table with little, you know, like, little kids have tea parties at, and I don't know if he had them with you or not, but there's just that reference.
Huh.
I don't know if it's you or your kids or your sister, but it's someone that had tea parties, because it's showing me the setup.
The only thing close that I can think of is on one of my birthdays, I really wanted to try coffee. And so he gave me black coffee. And so I'm scarred for the rest of my life. I never.
Oh, okay. I mean, it could be that. I don't know. It's more like of what little kids do. And I'd be curious if any of your kids did that when they were younger. Like, you know how kids, they have these little tables, and sometimes they have tea parties, or they cook little fake dinners, or they play with, like, their stuffies in their room. Like, that stuff is coming in. And that, I don't know if it relates to you, one of your kids, or your sister, but that's what he keeps showing me. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, anytime you wanted to try anything, he would let you try it. Because I feel like you would bug him until you did. And this would include, like you were saying, coffee or hot sauce or whatever it may be. If you wanted to try it, he was going to let you try it. And he says that's the way that you live. That's the way you learn. Because did you try hot sauce or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we kind of like competed because I wanted to, like, have hot sauce that was hotter than his.
Oh, okay. So that's why the hot sauce is coming in. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, why is he talking about, like, her wanting to try hot sauce? Like, really random for a kid, but it makes sense. I feel like during those 2 weeks where he was not at the hospital, or where he was home, right? He came home for a couple weeks.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so I feel like during those couple weeks, like he knew that he was gonna pass. And I feel like he didn't just call you and prepare you. Like I feel like he was trying to prepare everybody in a little way, like certain things he would say maybe, or certain things he would do. Like he just shows me that, but he also shows me him kind of struggling, struggling with his health. But I don't think he told anybody because he didn't want to worry anybody.
Yep.
But at the same, because he didn't like people doting on him and worrying about him and things like that. But at the same time, he tells me like he tried to prepare certain people.
Yeah. He sent me, my sister, and my kids all text messages about like what we meant to him.
Okay. So that's just his way of validating that he was trying to prepare you the best way that he could. And him saying everything that he needed, to tell you that he thought you
Right.
should. Because he's like, I absolutely love my children. He's like, don't tell anybody, but Kim was my favorite. But I absolutely love all my children, and they meant the world to me. And he's like, he talks about, like I said, sometimes he worked a lot, but he always made time for you guys.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys had like Sunday breakfasts together or something like that. There's a reference to keeping like the beginning of the week and like eggs and bacon and all that being kind of served. Then you guys having like a big breakfast.
Yeah, he was really good at that.
Okay. Because now he's making me want eggs and bacon and pancakes. And I'm like, don't do that to me because I don't have any of that stuff right now. But he talks about like being very proud of you. And I think sometimes you wonder if like you have made him proud in your life.
Yep.
Because I think sometimes we all feel like a little bit of a failure. We wonder if we're going down the right path. We wonder if we're doing the right things. He says you're doing absolutely everything perfect. He says we're humans. We're going to fumble. We're going to fall. We're going to make mistakes. That's part of being a human. We're not perfect all the time. He says he's extremely proud of, where you are and where you're going. Because I feel like there's even better stuff ahead for you. There's something about your job, a shift in your job in a good way. So I don't know if it's going to be like a promotion or you're going to get a raise or something like that. But it feels like a step up from where you're at now that he's talking about.
Okay.
Okay. Just hang on to that and please validate if that happens because usually it does when they say it. And he says he can't wait for his future grandchildren because he has them all on the other side with him. But he's excited for when you guys meet them.
Oh.
So sometimes they take me way in the future. They love talking about future kids. I get that a lot in readings. And it's just to let you guys know that whenever there is a baby born or a new soul comes into the family, that they met him first. They were with him first, so it's just kind of that kind of validation.
That's cool.
I definitely see a girl and a boy as like hopefully the first two grandkids, but he says, don't worry, not for a while. So is there something that do you have some sort of, it's weird because I want to put it with all of the kids, some kind of memorial or something that you all have or all did for him?
I mean, just his actual like funeral.
Okay, but this is something like, I don't know if you have like a picture of him in your house with like little things like set up, and everybody has that, or you each got a piece of something, like something of his, or there's something with the kids and like a memorial of some sort with him, or that you each did for him.
Well, we each have like pictures of, because unfortunately there were several family members that died really close together.
Uh-huh.
So we all have like pictures of everybody that died around the same time.
Okay, and all the kids have that? And is it
Yeah.
like up somewhere, like on a shelf or something like that?
Usually, I think everyone has it on their dresser.
Okay. Because I was seeing it as like standing up somewhere, and I'm like, they all have the same thing. What the heck is it? But it was coming in like a picture. It kind of made me feel like I wanted to say, because I don't know. Sometimes they don't tell me if they're buried or they're cremated or whatever. And it was kind of coming along the lines of ashes, but it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like a reference, like something. So I don't know if that's because they all passed and that was the reference. Like I said, sometimes it's a little bit of
Yeah.
a charade game with them. If
Right.
you can imagine them on the other side just trying to show me random stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where that could supposed to fit. Okay, so he says that he wants you to know that you're always gonna be daddy's girl. I don't know if you have that written out somewhere. He keeps writing it out for me. For some reason, like if it's on something. Or it was on something at one point in time.
Huh.
Think about that and get back to me, because that's something that keeps coming in.
Okay.
I don't know if he's just writing it out to show me daddy's girl, or if you actually have something or had something at one point in time that had it written on it.
Huh.
I know. I don't know.
Maybe I should
Like
ask my mom.
it's charades over here. He just wants to tell you that you'll always be daddy's girl and that he loves you with all of his heart. And he says, I will see you again one day. And until then, know that I'm okay. I'm over here. I don't know. He's like dancing around for some reason. So I don't know if he ever danced when he was younger, or he's just saying like he's healthy and he's happy, on the other side. But he's like dancing around. And also, like, he's kicking it on the beach over there. Like, he shows me kicking it on the beach with a hat and sunglasses, like on one of those layback chairs, with a fishing pole. And so he just wants you to, like, when you miss him, like, picture him like that, because that's what he's doing on the other side. And I feel sometimes, I don't know if you've ever had lights flicker, but he shows me lights flickering. It's weird because I just had that happen to me today. Yep. But he shows me lights flickering. So that's him. The song is him. I also feel he likes to send you butterflies, specifically butterflies, but also there's something with hummingbirds. And then, like, it's weird. I think you're going to have an experience, if you haven't already, where a hummingbird comes in your front of your face and just, like, flutters there for a minute and then flies away. Oh. That's what he shows me. So hang on to that. And hopefully he does it so that you can message me and be like, oh, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
And then I feel like just he comes with like random memories that just pop in. Like little things from when you were a kid, or things that he said to you before he passed, stuff like that. And I also think that there is sometimes that somebody said, do you have a son?
No.
No? Is there,
nope.
Okay, so you got all girls?
Yep.
Oh, God bless you. Okay. So I don't know why he's talking. Does your sister have?
Nope.
What's up with all the girls in the family? Okay. So it's weird because he shows me that there's a man. I guess it could be a daughter, but someone is like him in the family. Like, has the same mannerisms, kind of the same personality.
I mean, I feel like sometimes I do. We're both
Okay.
kind of like stubborn.
But this
But
is like a child. This is like, so I don't know if it's gonna be your future grandkid or what. Someone, because I keep getting a male, so it's gonna be someone born in the family.
God, I don't want any more kids at 43.
Not you, grandkids.
Good.
I understand your pain. But no, this is someone that's going to be born in the family, whether it be a grandkid or something. I keep getting that there's going to be a male that will remind you of your dad. He keeps showing me that, like the same mannerisms, the same like kind of facial expressions, like, and actually he may even be named after him.
Huh.
So just hang on to that. Again, they give me future information. They love to talk about things that are going to happen in the future that you're just like, you don't know anything about it now, but you'll see when it happens. Like in about 10, 15 years, you're going to message me and be like, look, Rochelle.
As long as it's not like 9 months. And
No, I hope so. I hope not. It makes me feel like it makes me feel like this could be a grandkid or something.
Okay.
Things like there needs to be more males in the family anyways, because it's females. So I feel like there's going to be a boy that's born that will remind you of him. That's going to be like because it's coming through very strong. About this boy that's going to be born into the family somewhere. I mean, it could be a grandkid or whatever, but it's going to remind you of him, and you guys are going to be like, well, let's name him after dad, or let's name him after grandpa. First or middle. So that's how it's going to, I don't know, that's how it's going to come in. That's how it's coming in. So, I don't know. Can't validate that now because, like I said, they show me future stuff, and they love to show future stuff with kids, like kids and grandkids. And it usually always happens. I haven't had anybody that's come to me and be like, oh, nope, there was no baby born. It usually fits eventually.
Yeah. I think my sister had seen a psychic, and they also said something about a boy in my family. So I don't know.
That's not a coincidence. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's not a coincidence at all. I don't believe in coincidences.
Right.
So he's giving you a big hug. He's blowing you kisses, and he says, I've got to go now. I've got things I've got to do, but just know that I love you and I miss you, and I'll see you again one day. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I feel like you've been wanting a reading for a while, and I'm glad that we connected, and I hope it was good for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for trusting me with him and coming on and having this reading.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. I have to read these comments. You guys are all busy up in this chat right here. Okay, so when Faye watches this, good night. I gotta go back up here. You guys talked a lot. You talked a lot. Okay, so we're back at the Levitor, so we don't need to really talk about that because we figured that out. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. Like, it's kind of like when I have the energy. I'm going to try to, though, depending on how the day goes, hopefully. Like I said, I'll try to schedule it so at least you'll have, a few hours or whatever to decide. I do give those readings, but remember, Yen's life, that it does actually come down to your free will. But they can give suggestions. Hello, Maylin Cup. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to the chat. Hello, everyone that came in. I'm glad. Thank you for answering that for her, Shazam. So I just try to get as much information as I can, depending on the donation that's given. She did a pretty good donation, so that's why hers was longer, and I tried to get as much as I could. Thank you, Tammy. That means a lot. Catch you next time, Faye. Sorry it's so late. I tried. Thank you, Yvette. Aw. Thank you, Shazam. I know. I get chills, and so I get chills sometimes a lot when I'm doing it. Sometimes they're so clear, and sometimes they're a little more fuzzy, but... Oh, thank you, Shazam. Oh, you know what? I should be putting these things on the... Dang it. I didn't think about it as I'm going through here. Okay. That way when they play back, they can see the comments. Oh, you bet. I feel love tonight. I'm glad you guys like it and it's not boring. Hopefully my dogs behave themselves because I actually didn't get to let them out like I normally do before I got on here. Oh yeah, I'm always telling Shazam stuff. I'm telling you, that kid's gonna come into the I'm telling you, they were adamant about that. Oh shoot, what the heck? Like I said, I can give you, advice on what spirit gives, basically, as far as relationships go, but we have the free will. So, thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, if you want the truth, that's true. I just give it like it is. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm so glad. I always keep trying to get more in when I do readings because I'm like, oh, am I getting enough? Is there enough validation? Am I giving them enough on their loved one? I constantly push for more information in hopes that you guys get, what you need and what you want out of your readings. I try to do the longest that I possibly can. Thank you, but I'm glad I'm not boring. That would be really bad, huh? Good night, Yvette. If you want a private reading, just, hit me up. Oh, what are you guys doing, Mom? Did you see the reading? We already did it. Okay. Yep, you can either do it this way or you can contact me for a private, whatever you want to do. There's actually, if you guys want more of another example, someone actually shared their reading today in the Psychic Sleuth podcast. So if you're not a part of the Psychic Sleuth podcast, join in there. We talk about I usually talk about other stuff that's going on, and then I post things like that because I can't post it all on here on my wall. So yep, I will try my best to get on here again tomorrow. Is anybody else wanting a reading, or are we done for the evening? What do you mean you can't find my podcast? My podcast is the Psychic Sleuth podcast, but you're on right now. You're on the YouTube. Oh, Kim, thank you. That means so much. Appreciate it. Kim, you're the best. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worrying the whole time. I was like, I know she's been wanting this reading for a long time, and I don't want to screw this up, and I want to make sure I get good reading for her. So I was like sitting here hoping I didn't block myself with doing that. Thank you, Maria. Put this up there. Remember, you gave me a reading about my dad the other day, and Mom was like, she hoped my dad loved her. I told her he does. I didn't tell her about the reading, though, waiting for that special time. And sometimes, it is about waiting about that time. Because not everybody's open to it, but I do feel that it does, it makes a huge difference, I feel, in someone's healing. I feel everybody should get a good reading from someone. He was a little hard, honestly. He wasn't very clear, so I'm glad, like, the more we went on, the more he kind of, that one where the picnic or something, like, that kept coming in, and I'm just wondering, I don't know if it's anybody else in your family, but, like, that's going to bug me now. Like, when something doesn't click, it bugs me. And usually people will tell me later, well, okay, I realize that's how it clicks now, because sometimes we don't remember things at the time. But yeah, he wasn't the easiest. Like today, I connected with with someone's grandpa, and man, he was full of energy, just talking my ear off. That's the one that posted her reading in the group. And he was so easy to connect to you. Like, I was just getting things left and right, like super easy. Plus, it's easier when I connect through typing, but I don't know why. It just is. And then, and he wasn't, but he did okay, I think. I think he did okay. He was a little standoffish, but I think he did all right. I'm just super happy you liked it. I'm super happy. I hope that no Texas. Nope. No Texas. Definitely not Texas. Yeah, they usually come through how they are in real life. So yeah, he was a little standoffish and like a little shy, kind of. I had a hard time pulling him in, but we did it. So yeah, you must have seen my comments where I said I hate working in Texas because I get all the spirits. Yeah, I had to come on here because it's time to really Neo always has to say hi during the live. What are you doing, buddy? No one likes to see your butt either. I'm surprised I even had the energy to do this. At Shazam, I was like tired because like I said, I didn't get enough sleep, and then I did 2 readings today. Well, now that's 3, and yeah, so I'm here if anybody wants one. And I don't think I have the energy to like get off and do Dylan right now, but I did want to do that today. I do want to plant some sunflower seeds. I gotta get some because I do want to plant some. I've got weeds all over my yard. I really need them mowed. Okay. Nia. Well, I was trying to get on here. My cat just kept rubbing on the computer. I thought she was going to knock it off. So he does. I don't know why they like to rub on the dang computer. Stop rubbing on the computer. I'm surprised we have kind of a lot of people in here at 9:20 at night on my time. But come on, guys. Anybody want a reading? I don't have to sit here and just talk to myself. Shazam, do you want to come on and just chat with me until someone decides to get a reading? Or just for a little bit anyways? I've already been on here an hour. Geez, was that an hour reading or was it like 45 minutes or something? Pretty long. I was kept trying to get information from him, Kim. I just kept pulling at him. Quit chewing on my straw, dude. Right. I know, but I just, if somebody gives a pretty good donation, I want to try to make sure I give them a lot of time. And I try to get as much information as I can anyways from spirit, but then there gets a point where they lose their energy, They can only communicate for so long depending on how much energy they have. And when someone is a little standoffish, they don't have like a whole lot of. What do you want, dude? You're going to have to get out. I love you, but you're like totally in the way right now. You're my boy, but totally in the way right now. Okay, Angela, I'll try to get on here tomorrow. Dude, are you back? What are you doing? I thought you didn't want a reading. I offered you one yesterday. That is my aunt. You have to pick somebody that I don't know. Okay, you did? Can you stop? Did you make what's it called? StreamYard's account and everything? I'm going to go check it right now. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, Maria, did you do the StreamYard's account? And then I'll put the link right here. Oh, Shazam. All right, Maria, make a StreamYard's account and then hit the link. And Sharon, I got to do this. I got to do Maria's. If you want one, I'm always open to give you one. Which I was thinking about someone last night. I told my mom. Okay, Kim. You're welcome. No problem. Thank you very much for trusting me with him. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the future mini dad. Yeah, it's been an hour. An hour and 16 minutes. Oh, Kim, yeah, can we clip out your reading? Shazam wants to know if we can clip it out and make a separate video. Hopefully you're not gone yet. She's probably gone. I can email her, though, if she is gone, because I have her email. Just waiting on Maria. Okay, we're waiting on her to come on here. She just has to make a StreamYards account and then click the link. Yeah, I know. I always forget to ask. I'm sorry. It's not like where my mind is at the time. Oh, yeah, Pateron was the other thing I didn't mention tonight, huh? There's a new Marilyn Monroe on Pateron. And it really was like mind-blowing to me what came through. Oh, I hear you. Okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you. That's a nice compliment. I thought you were saying I belonged in Texas because I had a big heart. I was like, nope, no, I don't. Actually, I thought about moving there, but I don't know. I think like San Antonio and Houston and all that, I want to stay away from. Like I work cases there, and I just tend to get so many random spirits when I work there. When I looking at the maps and stuff, I just tease. I mean, I'll work any case. Doesn't matter if it's in Texas or not. It's just sometimes they do jump over one another. So Maria, can you make a StreamYards account and click the link to get on here with me, please? You do not have to show your face. Hey, chill out. What are you growling for? Violet. You know that it's hard to connect as anybody that's from the family, Mom. I explained this to you last night. No, Maria, I need you to make a StreamYards account and click the link. I can't give you a reading, and I got to have you come on because no one reads the chat. That's how we used to do it, but now we bring people on like we did. And you're not in backstage. Can you hear me, Maria? No, I can see you in the chat, but I need you to come on the camera. Well, you don't have to come on the camera. Your voice can come on the camera. But you need to make a StreamYards account and click the link. No, she's not back on stage. That's what I'm saying. I need her to make a StreamYards account and click the link so I can have her come backstage so we can do the reading. Just like the other reading took place. I can't do that right now, Mom. Can you hear me, Maria? Maria? Okay, thank you. It's just we're doing it that way because it's so hard to read the chat and do it, and then people don't read the chat, when they watch this, and we're trying to kind of grow everything. I know it's kind of a pain. I apologize. Thank you, Yin's Life. We're just waiting on Maria. Yeah, Spirit was telling me to do it this way. But what was weird is that I ran into someone, I didn't even know about StreamYards. I was trying to figure out how I could bring people on. And so someone just crossed my path to help me do it because Spirit kept telling me that we needed to do it this way. They kept reminding me of how Matt Fraser does his readings and things like that. And it kind of showcases. So you can fix your access to your mic if you go in your settings. Make sure that you're on your, make sure that the mic that you're using is the one that's connected. You have to actually, when it asks you, you have to give permission probably to your browser for your mic and everything too. It should give you also a prompt to fix that. Right, Shazam? Yeah, settings in your browser. I thought so. I just did. Midnight I thought you already had a Patreon. I just got a thing saying that you have that you just became Patreon. So thank you for that. And thank you. I think Justin Ware became one, and I believe Shazam, what's your friend's name that also became one? Don't want your camera to be able to push the camera button to turn off, and the same with your mic. Yeah, but she's saying that her mic is blocked. No, it's okay. We don't have anybody else. You're fine. So you should just be able to follow that link and just follow the prompts. If it asks you if it can use your mic and your, camera, just say yes to your mic. You can turn off your camera and your mic in the backstage if you go ahead and give it permission. So you have to give your permission in your browser when it asks for it. A lady said that we could clip out her father-in-law's thing too, Shazam. And Katie did too as well. Hi, Tammy. Okay, Maria, yeah. Maybe go out and then go back in and then try to give permission again. So the duck face is the StreamYards. She's talking about Firefox. She must have Firefox. So she should be in StreamYards if it's showing the duck face. She just has to give permissions, I think. And this will probably be my my last reading for the night because I didn't take care of my dogs before I got on here and I'm pretty drained. I did 2 readings before that one. But I will try to come back tomorrow. I will just keep an eye out for the scheduled readings or the scheduled times that I'm coming on here. I'll make a scheduled live. That way you guys can prepare if you want one. Or you can contact me if you want to come on like a live like this. Or if you want to private reading. You need to join without camera mic. No, you need to join with the mic. So Shazam, there's a link. It says that there's a link to join without the camera mic. Shall I select that? No, because we need her to have the mic, right? I think you can. Oh, she would have to click the little mic on icon. Yeah, Tammy, I do. I'm actually going to try to go to bed kind of early tonight because, like I said, at the very last minute, I went to my mom's, and so I didn't get there till like 6 o'clock at night. She lives an hour away, and I was there until like 3 or 4, and then I had to drive back. So I didn't get to bed till like 7 because I had to do everything when I got home. So I didn't get much sleep. And then I've been kind of working since about 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. Okay. All right. Well, she says to join that way, and then just turn on your mic when you get here. I know. I'm sorry it's so complicated. The only way I could do it, though. Yeah, I'll try, and I'll just put a schedule out so that you guys, and make sure you guys' notification bells are clicked. It seems like we're gaining momentum with these, which is really good. But I'm still going to be doing my crime stuff because you guys know that's my passion. But I just have to. I do definitely. This work is so draining. I tried the link 4 times. Always the same blocked message. So she goes to the. Sorry, everyone that's on the live. We're trying to figure this out for Maria. Okay, it says devices aren't connected, but she's up. So what do you do, Shazam, whenever it says devices aren't connected? I'm getting a headache. I don't know if that's connected to who she wants them to communicate with or not. If you click the link, add an email. Gives you a code to join with permission to do both. It shows her backstage, but it says device is not connected. Sometimes you join like that, Shazam. What do you do to fix it? Okay, so try to hit the mic. Try to hit the mic. Well, I don't know. It says device is not connected on her thing. Click it on under the camera. I feel really bad about this. Okay. Okay, so she says she tried to select the mic, but it has a line running through it. I told her if she clicked it, but yeah, you have to turn on the permissions under your web browser. She should find that under her settings, right? Because it says she's backstage, but it says device is not connected. Okay, so my mom's right. So I think the three dots at the top of the page, Maria, like when you go into Google or Firefox or wherever you're in, you click the 3 dots over and you scroll down to settings. I think it should be in there, shouldn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. It's not giving me settings in mine. I mean, it's not giving me that in mine. I wonder if she changes it to desktop site, if it would make a difference. She says she's in settings, but which section? Okay, so she's in settings. Which section does she go to? Under privacy and security. Thank you, Jens Live, for your help, because honestly, I don't know. Under privacy and security. almost out of tea, people. It says she tried, but she cannot select any options. So when you... Okay. Oh, it's the firewall. She's saying she's had issue with the firewall. Okay, she says, I'm not sure if you're using the YouTube app, but I tried accessing the StreamYards now, and it gave me the option to allow. She must have it blocked in her settings. Go push the 3 dots and select site settings, she says. It's under site settings. I'm asking her what she wants to do. I just typed to her and she's gone. So, Maria, do you want me to do it tonight still? And we'll just put like your comments, I guess, up there. I'll try to channel and add the comments on the screen. Or do you want to wait till tomorrow and you can be first? Or do you want to schedule with me privately? Those are the 3 options I'm thinking of. She can't get it to work. She said she'd ask her kids. She's not backstage anymore. Get back to me with what you want to do. She says, push the 3 dots, select site settings. Under the site settings, camera and mic is on, turn permissions on. So, Maria, did you get that? Yeah, you're not there anymore. So try to go back in, but first go to site settings. The 3 dots in your browser, go to site settings, and then go to camera and mic and turn the permissions on. And then try the link again, and then whenever it asks you for permissions, just click yes. And I think you can shut it off once you, shut off the camera once you come on, if you don't want the camera on. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. And if you want to try that and it doesn't work, then we can do, you just in chat. I'll put the chat up there. Well, I have to click each one, so that's kind of like Zook. I know that we had issues with like Robin had, we had issues with her coming on and stuff. Okay, so Maria, go to your like she said, the site settings, and do your, it says if that don't work, under settings, apps, YouTube, you can turn on permissions if that's what's blocking you, she says. So we can do the readings through chat. I can put the chat up here if you want to do that. So we can do it that way if you want to. I mean, we've done it before. We'll just put what you're saying on the screen. Then, or you can be first tomorrow. I'll try to get on here tomorrow night. You can be first, or you can do it privately with me, whatever you want to do. Or you can just have a reading that I owe you, whatever you want to do. But I know how you're frustrated, because I get frustrated like that too. I didn't want to deal with the microphone tonight because last night it just wouldn't work, or night before last. Shazam says, try both because we don't give up that easy. We're losing viewers, but oh well. It's all practice for all of us. Yeah, hopefully. Right, I know. And this is all new, this whole StreamYards thing. Like I said, I understand her frustrations. I got frustrated with it too. I like things simple because it's just, I'm not good technologically. But I don't know where she went. Hopefully it works, what we were saying. Yeah, I'm not technologically advanced. You know, I'm an 80s baby. It wasn't there yet. So I do pretty good. Okay. I know. I hope. She already made the donation, so I want to make sure we get her taken care of. I'm not like those TikTok ones that get donations and then you never hear from them again. So I've heard. Okay, so how do you want to do it then, Maria? Do you want to just do it through chat? I'll put the chat up on the screen. It might be a little distracting, but that way, at least it's on the screen. You can be the first person the next live you attend, or we can do it privately, or like, what do you want to do? Because she said that her kids might be able to fix it for her. So if they could fix it for her, then we could just do it on another live. But I can do it through chat if you want to. So, so we can do it in the chat right now if you want to do that. Let me know. You can wait till you have your kids fix it and come on the next live, or we can do it through private chat. Look at this, guys. My freaking dye already came out of my hair. Isn't that horrible? So I hate the not permanent kind. Annoying. She's trying to come on again, but it says devices aren't connected. I wish someone was there to help her. I feel bad. She's using a phone, Shazam. You're not wasting time, girl. It's okay. Really. That's what we said, but she can't figure out how to do that, I guess. Settings, app, YouTube permissions. I know, well, we can't get her to... She's having problems with this. Settings, apps, YouTube permissions. Settings, app, YouTube. She says she's navigated all over, feels like she's been around the world, no big deal. Settings. Yeah, at least once you figure it out, you'll know it for next time. That's true. Yeah, going from 20 to 13. She says, have her look for a firewall button under settings. Oh, fuck. Well, I'm asking her, but she's not wanting to do that. I'm giving her a few options. I'm trying to see what she wants to do. I asked her if she wanted to do it through chat, or if she wanted to save it for next time, or if... Okay. I feel really bad, but so she says she would like to donate her reading to someone else that needs it. What? Have her go backstage and give her a number to call. I don't know what you mean. Hold on, I'm giving her one more. Ask her if she wants to call my phone, and I'll put her on speaker. I told her to do it in chat. She doesn't want to do that. But I just told her I asked her if she wants to call my phone. I'll put her on speaker, and then we can just hear it that way. But I'm waiting because she's wanting to donate her reading. I got to do something soon because my dogs are getting antsy because I didn't get to let certain ones out. I asked her. I know, I feel bad too. That's what I told her. It's okay. She says, don't feel bad. I want you to call. She wants me to call it a night. And I told her, no, call me. Because it's what feels right. Let's do it. I know, but I do always pay it forward. I try to, but she's saying we pay it forward. You do it always. I do, but I feel bad and I want you to get your reading. So if you want to call my cell phone, I can put you on speaker. Holy crap. Well, that sucks. These things suck, by the way. And now I don't know where it goes. These things suck. They suck. Freaking annoying. They suck. They suck really bad. I'm gonna have to tape it. They suck. They do not hold. I glued that one. I'm gonna glue this one too later. Because they just do not stay for crap. They don't. These suck really bad. These command things, yeah, they don't hold. I can't even hold this up here. Piece of crap. I'm gonna glue that just like I glued the other one. That one hasn't fallen down. I put freaking cement glue on it. And I'm gonna do that with that one. Oh shoot. Hold on, I have my she tried to call and I have my ringer off. You guys forgot to tell me I turned that off. fudge. I told you these things suck so bad. I'm gonna glue this with some cement shit later. Anybody knows of anything else I can hang this with that's not stupid and a piece of crap? I would appreciate it. Good night, Mom. It's really irritating me right now. I'm waiting for her to call. She said she called, but I think... Hey, Patty. Long time no see. What's going on, girl? Good to see you. Good to see you, sweetheart. Love you too, Mom. These freaking things suck. I'm going to be gluing it. I have some cement glue here that worked on that one. I'm going to put it on that one. I don't even care. No, I don't want to. I wanted to put it on like hooks just because. Here she is. Hello.
Hi there.
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know why I didn't think about this like 30 minutes ago.
It's fine. That's why I said don't worry about it. It's not anything urgent. I'm not trying to waste anybody's time. I'm sure people are tired.
Actually, everybody's been waiting.
All of it.
Everybody's been waiting for your reading. So
oh my gosh.
They're like, you got us all hyped up.
Now the pressure's on, huh?
Yeah, I know the pressure's on.
I feel so dumb, let me tell you, because I thought I was getting pretty good at this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck this is that I need to do. I wasn't expecting to have to go to some other program, and I'm like, oh, man.
I know. It's kind of a pain, but that's the only way I know how to, like, bring people on, and people, like, don't like to read the chat.
You know why? Because I learned something new tonight by having to do all this navigating around on my phone.
Oh.
So it helps me to get better at doing all this stuff when my daughter calls me about all these different things they do, you know, because they're gaming and they're doing this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Talk to me about an alternator or a transmission, and then we can speak the same language.
Sounds good to me. So what do you want to do tonight?
Let's discuss whether or not you can ask whoever it is that can oversee if they have the ability to determine if someone has a medical condition versus, you know, when you have, I don't know if you call it like negative entities in your home.
Right.
And you're like vulnerable. Let's say you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of times they like to attack like people that are vulnerable like that.
Yeah.
I have a circumstance with my daughter that's like that because she's in a house that's like 103 years old.
Okay, so you're asking like if the house is haunted and if it's something to do with her, like the energies of the house draining her, or if it's a medical thing.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And it's not really, I don't know as though I'd say the energies are draining her, because I can definitely feel something hovering over me.
Right. When you're there.
But only in one certain room in what I would call the kitchen area when I was there in June.
Okay. What I'm going to try to do is see if I can tap into the house and see what I pick up. Hauntings and things like that are new to me. Well, actually, no, I've done them throughout my work, but I don't do them a lot. We'll put it like that. So let me see. There is something with that land. So I would
Property?
Yeah, the property. Have you done any research on what's on the property?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, because I've been doing genealogy since I was a senior in high school, going back to the 1980s. So that tells you how old I am. But more importantly, I couldn't find anything as far as the history on the home or the property, like the address.
Right.
And I thought, this is very peculiar, because any other time I could.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like something's preventing me from seeing this. Does that make sense?
Possible.
I started thinking census. I can always go to the census. Well, you can't always find an address in a census. So I said, enumeration district. I know how to follow that sequence of events. And I'm not going to get into the particulars of that with you, but I just wanted you to understand the direction I'm going in. So I found an enumeration district because I wanted to see who is in this house, the family or the land, or how much of it, where it was at in the 1900s versus now, kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I didn't know if it was some kind of burial ground, or I know it's a French community. They celebrated like their 300th year when I was there that weekend I was there.
Okay.
There seems to be a pull every time I would go outside. I don't know how to describe it to other people. There's just like a pull.
Well, and
like a vibration.
And sometimes when I'm talking about things with the land, it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact land that the house sits on. It can be down the street, and
really,
the spirits are being pulled into that house for whatever reason. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily have to be right specifically that property, but properties around it. So I
could very well be. Well, they have what's called a lime quarry. Do you remember the cartoon, The Flintstones?
Yes.
So Fred Flintstone works at the stone quarry with his little buddy. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the guy's name. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. It's a great big, like, stone quarry, but it's limestone.
Okay.
It's directly across the street from this place.
Okay.
So when you're saying things like down the street, could that have any bearing on it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily mean to be the property where the house is sitting on. It can be around. It's just sometimes I definitely feel there's some kind of energies. I get a male in that house very strongly. He seems to be either tied to the house or tied to a property that's around there. And he's sort of tall. I get facial hair, and he dresses like they would back in the day. For some reason, I see him walking back and forth in front of that house. I don't really know why. So something, you know what I mean? Something with the property or the land close by. Maybe I hear the words property owner. Because there's actually a few energies, but that's what I'm picking up now. So I don't know if there's a property owner that, owned the property that passed that doesn't want to leave it.
I don't know, because I found one gentleman that owned it from, I'm guessing, like 1920. That's what I wasn't able to validate through that census thing that I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. But it looks like right up until he died in the 1965.
Okay.
His name is James Moore. But I was trying to go back a little further than that.
Well, I keep hearing property owner. I'd be curious what he looks like.
Well, I haven't been able to find any pictures yet, but I'm sure I can.
I feel like he, for some reason walks around the property, outside and inside, but I don't know. Does she ever hear footsteps or anything like that?
No, she's only been there since May of last year, and she moved there because she got a job offer with the post office. So she quit school and moved there, based on that. But she ended up getting COVID on her last day of the 90-day, on-the-job training, the 90th day. Which was, very disheartening because, she took a leap of faith, and we all encouraged her to take it. Even my stepdad, because he's a government retiree. He said, how many kids that are 21 that get a good government job like that?
Yeah.
Because you got a perfect score on the post office exam because you guys were screwing around to see who could do the best.
Right.
It wasn't even intentional. It was something the robotics kids, they challenge themselves all the time. So
yeah.
That's the only reason why she moved there, because she had a friend that already lived there.
Okay, well, for some reason I keep hearing footsteps like walking through the house. That's why I'm asking if she hears them.
If she does, she hasn't told me. She just keeps saying there's strange things that go on in the house, because she's told me that she has saged the house.
Which really honestly doesn't do much when you're dealing with these energies. It does clear like negative energy, but it won't get rid of ghosts or anything like that. In order to get rid of the ghost, you have to find out why they're there. And you really have to build your boundaries up and be like, you need to stop doing that. This is my house, those kind of things. But she
has lesions on her brain, so I'm trying to figure out, is this because of these things in the house, or is it actually a true
Well, I think it's both. Okay? Because I do think that sometimes when we're sick, we're a little more sensitive to things. We recognize things more at the same time. Because I do feel that there is a property owner that does roam around that property. I can see him very clearly, and I just see him walking around outside, walking around inside. I think he's harmless. He doesn't come across as, he's a little protective over it, but he's just there. You know what I mean? He doesn't feel negative or anything like that. And there's something also about a woman, but I don't think she's directly from that house.
Right.
Because there's a woman, I keep getting something with the neck. A possible hanging. And I'm wondering if there was something that happened around that area, not necessarily that house or that property. Because actually I've been watching a lot about this, because there's some stuff like I'm curious about too. I'm always learning. So I've been watching a lot of Kim Russo's stuff, where she does like the hauntings of the celebrities. And there's been times where they've had, like there's one where there's a girl that was murdered, and she was murdered down the road. She didn't live at that house, but she was drawn to that house. She was drawn to his light. So
really?
that does happen sometimes. Yeah. But I do think it's a little bit of both. Like I do think, there's energies all around us all the time. Some are, as some are spirits that are just visiting. Some are stuck. And some are just the energies that replay what we would call a print of energy. So that's always around us all the time. And since it's such an old area, I do pick up a lot of history in that area. But again, I think the property owner is around there a lot. I think he's the original property owner.
So I need to go further back in time to see.
He looks like he's wearing like really old clothing. You know how they had like the kind of top hats and the long jackets.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that kind of wear is what I see. And he's got kind of a thinner face, and he's got a mustache and beard. It looks like, you know, kind of like a reddish brown color, like almost auburn, but more on the brown side. And he wears, like, I see him in the top hat, but I hear like boots walking on the floor. That's where I'm wondering why that hasn't come up with her.
Well, the house is still original shape. It's in really bad shape, actually, because I was trying to encourage her roommate to take advantage of the homeowners assistance program that they offer in every state, you know, because there's funding available. Because that's what I try to do.
Well, and
is help people with stuff like that. But he was adamant that he couldn't do it because of the historical society and all the rules and things.
Yeah, because it does. That's what I'm saying. It does feel like a lot of history around that area. And so it is a very high energy area. It does feel like it's kind of, you know, from here it looks like there are some ghosts that run around there. But I do think also she has the medical issue. So it's a little bit of both, you know. The medical issue, and then she's here with all this energy and things. The things are happening. I don't think it's like in her mind. I don't think she's imagining it, because the a lot of times historical areas will be haunted or hold energies or whatever. So I think the stuff is happening. It's just
does that exacerbate her condition?
If it was negative, yes, but this doesn't feel negative. It just feels like this is my property, but he doesn't feel like he's mean. He doesn't come across as like a mean, vengeful, negative energy spirit. I mean, they can drain our energy sometimes when they're around us, you know. But I don't, if it was negative, if I felt like it was negative, then I would say, yeah. And that probably is why I was getting a headache when I was trying to get you on here. I was like, well, I have a headache and I don't know where it's coming from. So it's probably her.
You're exactly right, because she was just diagnosed with MS a couple of days ago, but she's been enduring this since February, and it's been a slow progress. And
yeah, I mean, the energy isn't helpful, but I don't think it's like, it doesn't come across as the kind that's like a deadly energy. You know what I mean? Like, you see those ones where it's just really, really bad, like demons and stuff. It's not like that. But I don't think it's helpful to her energy, because when spirits are around us, they drain us. But
in that condition, she's already fatigued.
Right. So, I mean, she's going to have that historical thing going on and the energy of that, but I do think there's some ghosts wandering around there. You know?
Well, you mentioned a girl. Is that a separate issue?
Yeah, that's separate.
Era?
Yeah. That's why I was trying to explain, like, sometimes they'll come down to a different house, but they'll just be, you know, in the area. So that's why I was saying, like, the girl that was murdered in the one show that I got, like, sometimes they will gravitate towards a specific person for a specific reason or a specific property.
Because there's something at that place that draws them there?
They're just sometimes connected to people's light. You know, they're attracted to their light, or they're attracted to stuff that's gone on in their life that's similar, or stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But that's the two I pick up. There's probably more. I actually think there might be a younger boy that's there. He looks around 13 or 14, and he's kind of the same, maybe even 10. He kind of looks, it's around that age. But he's also got like a little, I don't know, back in the day when the kids used to wear like the little suits that buttoned up. I see
Right.
like a brown long sleeve suit that buttoned up. So these are all older energies, you know, just from the history.
Oh yeah, the house has got all the original flooring, it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did not go down to the basement at all.
Right.
I went upstairs just one time because the stairs were still so steep, but I just didn't feel right to me.
Do you know how long that quarry has been there?
I'm going to assume since the 1900s because the gentleman that I researched that I was telling you about, it was showing that he was a laborer. That's the name of their work title.
Yeah.
On one of the census that I came across. So he was a young man then.
Because there's something that's connected to that quarry, like an accident or something.
Oh, I don't doubt that. It's almost like they're in these, cave-type elements.
Right.
Because that quarry was massive. Because when I was there, I had to take my daughter to work one night, and I was coming back, and the GPS had me turn on this, like, stone road, and I started going up this little hill, and I realized I was in the quarry, and I got the heck out of there so fast, and I'm thinking, why did I have such a panic attack over going a few feet up this road?
Right.
I've never had that happen.
Well, there's definitely some stuff around
maybe do that.
There's definitely some stuff, some ghosts around this quarry. I think there's been like an accident or something back then because I keep getting drawn to the quarry as well.
Well, apparently that must be like that probably was their only employer in that time period, way back when, because it's in Missouri.
Yeah.
And I think Missouri was a controversial state for many years. They weren't considered Southern or Northern, back in the Civil War era and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it's the healthiest place for her to be with her issues.
She was literally just diagnosed because she's in really bad shape. So I didn't know if it was because of something in the house causing her to become worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say lead paint, for example, or all the...
Yeah, or mold or something like that.
Because the house is so old, or if there were negative entities that were attacking her, and that was what was exasperating.
I don't think
lesions.
I don't think they're attacking her. I think they're just there. And they drain our energy. Like, I'm not feeling like it's demons or anything like that. Like, it doesn't feel really negative either. It's just there's a bunch of ghosts and a bunch of energy from that land and area.
Well, the cats and the dogs will not go in one specific room in that house.
Right.
Where the fireplace is.
Which is what, you need to watch for anytime an animal isn't acting right. They can sense things more than we do, and you know that. So there's definitely something going on there. Like I said, I pick up multiple energies in and around the property.
Well, that's all I really needed. That I'm going to research the young lady you're talking about and try to get her to move back here. So,
yeah, I think that would be best if she did move into a place that's not so old and not, so historical, because there's like a lot of stuff that's going on around that area that's not going to help. I mean, I don't think it's going to make her like way worse, but it's definitely not going to help her. Just because they feed off our energy, But there's something with the like I said, the landowner, and then I get this woman that comes across as maybe a possible suicide. And then there's something with the quarry, and then there's that boy that I keep getting. So yeah, there's some.
Well, that's my thing is I don't want something like that to happen to her because she's so vulnerable.
Right. Which I don't think they would. They don't come across as trying to hurt her. They just kind of want attention, and you can actually go in there and be just like, look, this is not your house anymore. You need to go to the other side. Like, you can have a conversation with them, make them not afraid anymore.
I did. I did have a conversation with them. I mean, I don't know who I was talking to, but I'm telling you, I was standing in the kitchen trying to do the dishes, and I could feel somebody hovering over me. It's the weirdest thing. Not weird, but peculiar.
Yeah.
And nobody's behind you that you can visibly see, but you can feel them. I could feel them breathing on me.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely there. I think that homeowner's in there a lot because when you're talking about that, I can see the tall man that's kind of leaning over you.
Exactly. And that's exactly how it felt because I've got chills. I call them duck bumps. People laugh at me because I call them duck bumps.
Yeah.
But when I get them on my legs up to my shoulders, that's my validation for that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, do you need my help? What can I help you with? Are you stuck? Do you need to cross over? What do you need me to do for you? I'm here to help you. Because I didn't feel afraid. I felt more frustrated.
Yeah.
With the fact that, that they were just kind of lingering. But the weird part was that her roommate, his name is Dwayne, he's kind of peculiar too. Maybe he's autistic, I don't really know. His younger brother came over to help him do something with the chicken coop. And she had all these baby chicks and ducks upstairs, and she was sleeping up there with them because they were brand spanking new, a couple weeks old.
Yeah.
So cute. So he came over and he was waiting for them to come in so they could go work at night on this thing outside. And he comes in, and I guess he hasn't been in this house since he was like 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees these blood red walls in his kitchen, and he says, "Oh, that must have been when Mom was having a manic moment." And I said, "Pardon me?" I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Well, apparently something was wrong with his mom that she kept doing off-the-wall things. And she died recently of brain cancer and lung cancer.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely haunted. So I don't feel great about her staying there because there's a lot of different energies. And that guy, I think it's the homeowner that was leaning over, because I want to say homeowner, whenever I see him, he's taller. Like he's a taller guy. Skinnier guy.
Definitely, it felt like he felt like a giant to me, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super
he
tall.
Could probably touch the ceiling because the ceilings weren't all that tall necessarily.
Yeah, he's super.
But it felt like he was constantly on my heels.
He's super tall and kind of skinny, on this slimmer side, and it's like he's in control kind of thing. And that's his. I feel like it's his house or his property. Like I said, I keep getting property owner or an owner of the house.
Well, I'll go back and see if I can go back in time a little further and see if I can figure out who it was back then. Because I haven't gone far enough back in time, probably.
Well, I get a Jim.
Well, this was James Moore.
Well, is Jim the same name?
I don't know, is it?
I don't know. I've heard other James being called Jim, but I don't know if it's always like that.
I have an Uncle Jim, so his name is James. His formal name, his biblical name is James, so I would say yes. But this gentleman was James Moore.
Okay. I'd be curious if you can find pictures of him.
He worked at that quarry that I'm talking about, the limestone. Because in the end, it says that he was a fireman for the kiln, Kiln.
Uh-huh.
That's what you put ceramics in, right? The kiln?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there's something similar to that in this limestone, because as I looked at the census, I was reading up about it, because he married that lady, and I think she had a set of twins, because they were born on the same day, and then she died within 5 days of delivering birth, which I thought was kind of peculiar. And within 1 year, he remarried to somebody else, and she lived to be 96.
Huh.
No, I'm sorry. One of the twins lived to be 96, and she was a nun.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure what happened to the other twin. But they were both named Mary.
I'd be curious. I was getting married the other night. That's interesting. But I'd be curious if That was weird because when I saw your name, I thought of Mary. When I saw your name in the chat. But I was
Really?
trying to figure out who Mary was the other night. Yeah, we had Mary come in the other night, and I was trying to figure out where she belonged, and no one claimed her. So that's kind of odd. But
Well, maybe because I've been researching this the last couple of weeks pretty hard because I was trying to figure out what was going on with my daughter because she's been in dire straits, medically. And I thought, well, if I can figure out what's going on in that house, maybe I can put something together.
right. Well, I think he's definitely one that's around there. It's got to be. I'd be curious what he looks like. He looks like what I'm describing. This is very much like I own this property or I own this house or kind of feeling to him. He's a little harsh, but he doesn't feel like super, super negative energy. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can feel him, but he's not.
He's probably rugged.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to really hurt anyone. It's kind of his property.
Well, it looks like the property was there when he moved there and the house as well. That's why I was trying to figure out who was in it before him. And maybe he added on, I don't know.
Well, even if someone's staying there, they can, and they're not like the original owners. Although the original owner, I kept getting that too, so I don't really know. But it could just be, they think of it as theirs because they live there.
Right. Yeah, he was there for the majority of his life, it looked like, from his 20s right up until he died in 65 or 68.
Mm-hmm.
Because the son died about 4 years after him, and he only had one son that also worked at the quarries. I just find it fascinating to learn about their life.
Yeah.
And see some of the common ground and the things that bring them all together.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not going to take up any more of your time.
That's
you
okay.
for
Thank you.
Answers.
Sorry
I
about.
feel a lot better.
I should have thought about doing this earlier and having you call. I don't know why I didn't. I apologize.
That's right.
But
I appreciate it, and I guess I saw a message about stream something, but I thought that was something you had already started because I was on my way back to my dad's house when you guys started the live, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this when I'm driving, so I'm trying to hurry up and get back here, and I pull in the driveway, and I see the tip of a feather in my headlights. I slam on the brakes, and I thought, that's an owl. Why is an owl in front of me in a driveway?
How weird.
That's only the second time I've seen an owl over here in a residential area.
There's actually a lot of meanings. There's a lot of meanings behind owl. Google it because there's a lot. I can't remember everything, but there's a lot of spiritual meanings behind the owl.
I figured it's my dad trying to send me a message. My real dad.
Yeah.
I thought, this is a good sign. This is a good sign.
But if you can find
thank you.
If you can find a picture and find out anything else, let me know. Like email me and let me know because I'm always curious.
Oh, I have every intention of it. I found the draft card for this gentleman, but it doesn't give a description of him. Sometimes the draft card, you can look at the other side of the draft card and it'll say like their complexion, their height, their eye color.
Right.
Well, the website I found didn't post the back of the draft card, just the front. So now I'm going to go to some of the other places I know and see if I can find the back side of it.
Okay. Because he's like super tall.
Like you mean over 6 foot?
Yep, he's pretty tall because I was trying, I could see him just leaning over you when you were talking about that.
How funny, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm barely 5 foot.
Right.
I
am too.
5 foot. So, yeah, that's what it felt like. That he could probably hold up the ceiling if he wanted to.
Yeah, I could tower over you. He's a pretty big guy, but he's on the slender side. Like I said, he just looks like old.
Yeah, but it felt like he was just inches away from me.
Right.
But I could feel him breathing on me. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, hovering over me, hovering,
right.
Whatever the right word is. Yeah, I could definitely feel it, but only in that kitchen area there.
Mm-hmm.
Just in that one room. That was it. Very peculiar. Maybe that's a room that that was important to him.
Yeah.
I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Okay.
If I find a picture of him, I'm going to send it to him and say, remember me?
Yep.
This is the guy.
And if it's not him, then it's got to be someone. But I did get that name, so I think he might be around there. But again, like I said,
maybe he goes by Jim then. I'm going to see if there's any articles about him.
There's a boy also, like I was saying, he has like this blue long sleeve suit on that like kind of buttons up like the kids used to wear back then.
Okay.
He's got kind of lighter colored hair, and he looks like, I don't know, maybe 10, maybe a little older.
Just one boy?
Yeah. I keep hearing the name Jeffrey too, but I don't know where it belongs, or Jeffrey. And then there's that lady that I keep seeing, and she's kind of like in a nightgown, like the old style nightgowns, or I think it's a nightgown. Is it a nightgown or dress? The little kind of like sheer ones, and they around the wrist. It was like tighter around the wrist, and then sometimes it was tighter like around the waist. I keep seeing her in that, and then again, there's reference to an accident at the quarry. And a younger man, I think, is coming through with that one. So there's quite a few around there. That's probably only a few of them. That's only the ones that I'm seeing right now. But he's like the main one. Like he's the one with the strongest energy that I can see the clearest.
And you said he's slender?
Well, he's like not skinny, but he's not like I don't know how to explain it. He's just a taller, slender man. You know what I mean?
Oh, my uncle's very tall and slender. So he's all legs and arms?
Kind of, I guess, but he's not like skinny. Like, I don't know how to explain it. He's like not on the chubby or, big side. He's just like he's almost normal, but a little skinnier, but like super tall, or he feels super tall to me, or super bigger to me. But I'm also short. I'm only like 5'1.5", so everybody's tall to me. But he just seems really tall.
Well, I'm glad you could see him hovering over me.
Yeah, when you said that, I could see it, and I was like, okay, I think that's who it is.
Great. Well, I told my daughter that, and she just looked at me like I must have lost my mind.
Well, I wish I could visit there because I love haunted places like that.
Well, I'll send you the pictures of the place because it's, I took pictures inside and outside.
Yeah. I just feel so much more when I'm there. I could feel the energy shift if it's heavier, if it's lighter. Sometimes I'll feel like the pain of their passing. Yeah, I noticed it because we did Tombstone, and then we did Cochise haunted places. And
see, I can't do that because it makes me feel so sad.
Yeah. Well, I walked into the Birdcage Theater. That's like one of the most haunted places up there at Tombstone. And I could feel the shift in energy. Like as soon as you walked in, it was like, whew, like everything was super, super heavy. It was the weirdest thing. I'll never forget that feeling. It was the heaviest energy I've ever felt in my life. And then when you walk out, it was like a breath of fresh air kind of feeling. Like the weight was lifted. It was so weird. But I'd like to go investigate that place. But yeah. So I kind of notice I feel a little bit more in certain haunted places.
Yeah, I don't do that because of the way it makes.
But yeah, it's because you're an empath.
I'm feeling what they're feeling. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
So I avoid stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I'm always worried, if I'm going to open up something I shouldn't be. Well, I will let you go so that you can go handle your other affairs. Thank you for all the information.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope it was helpful.
And I'll forward this on to you. It was very helpful. It makes me feel a whole lot better knowing that, her medical is legit and it's not being compromised by the house.
Yeah, no, her medical is legit, and I think it goes a lot with it, but I think she would feel better if she moved. just because of the energy of the place. You know what I mean? Because
I
like
do too,
where I
because
used,
she feels loyal to him because she's got him in a good place. So.
because where I used to live, the energy was much different than it is here. Like I was tired all the time and all of that. Like it was just different than it is here, and that's how it is sometimes.
That's how she is.
Yeah, but I mean, she's got more medical issues too. So I mean, that stuff does make you tired. Her kind of medical issues. But I mean, they're not helping being around. It's not a helpful energy, you know. So.
Well, thank you so much. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Blessings to you and your baby.
Oh, thank you. You too.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye now.
Bye. Okay, I'm going to answer Colette's question, and then I got to go because my dogs are starting to get really antsy, and my cats have, I don't know what the hell they did in there. Something. I know. Hold on, babies. So what's going on, Colette? What's going on, Colette? I haven't been able to read this chat. I don't know what's going on. What's your question? See, I didn't know that about Jim and James until that guy got arrested for Dylan. Okay, do you kind of live... What is your question, Colette? I'm going to have to answer that because I got to go. I'm going to have to go. I'm extremely exhausted after that one, and I got to deal with this stuff. So... Oh, I didn't think to put her on the phone earlier. Thank you, Shazam, for that. So you're talking about people that are around your property or whatever? Do you live kind of in a not great neighborhood? There's a reference to two men. I think they do drugs. I don't think they're good characters to have around. And I would start keeping track of every single thing that happens. I would put up cameras every place that you can. And I'm talking about the streaming cameras or the ones that are motion activated, of where they're mostly around. And then when you hear something or see something, you need to be calling the police and making a report because there needs to be a paper trail. I would make sure that you have some form of protection with you. Honestly, I would do to G you in. I would, or something. I would have some kind of protection because I just feel this is a couple of like kind of crazy guys. I feel like they do drugs, and I feel like they're trying to steal things from your property, but also kind of spy on you. Honestly, if you could move, I would. But I know that's not always possible for everybody. So these are the actions that you can take. Okay. Yeah, get those cameras around your home, the ones that are motion activated and that see at night. Because I keep saying that's what you need. You need to, every time that you see something or you get something, that you make a paper trail of it. You need to be making a log, but also contacting the police and make sure that there's a log. So Colette, I have a question for you, and please don't take this the wrong way. Please don't take this the wrong way, okay? So I'm wondering if the visions that I'm seeing are kind of what's in your head a little bit. And like I said, please don't get offended. Please don't get offended. But I think you need to I don't know how to say this. I think you need to talk to a psychologist, and I'm not saying it's in your mind. But I feel like what I'm picking up on is a little bit of things that you feel, your anxieties and all of that. Like I can pick up what people are seeing, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what their anxieties are. And your anxieties of these people coming at you is what I'm picking up, and why I'm thinking like you need to get cameras and stuff. But the more that I'm trying to go through this, like my chest is hurting, like I've got severe anxiety. Please, if you have not seen a psychologist, please see one. And I'm not trying to say anything bad, okay? Because I feel like you're having a little bit of paranoia. It almost comes in like an emotional breakdown or some kind of breakdown. I feel very uncomfortable. I feel very uncomfortable talking about this. Because I feel like I'm picking up on certain things, and it's like what you're seeing and what you're sensing and what you're feeling, but I don't really think it's real, so to speak. And I just spoke to someone else about this, who she thought that it was spiritual in nature, but like there was so much stuff happening, like the floor was moving and all this kind of stuff. And I told her that that's not a spiritual thing. That's like a medical thing. So, you need to go get checked out and make sure everything is okay. Okay. Because it's coming across that it's almost like, yes, you can get cameras. There's nothing going to be wrong with getting cameras. Absolutely. If that makes you feel more comfortable, safe, and secure, nothing is going to hurt that at all. You know, getting cameras is okay. It's a good thing to do. But I feel it's almost like, I don't know if where you're at is making you feel more uncomfortable because of other things, like your worries. And I don't know if it's like the area, you know, like if you're not in a great area, so you're a little bit paranoid. I would just please, that's one thing that I would suggest, is because I'm seeing all these things, but they don't feel real. I had this happen in another reading where I did a reading on a guy. Well, he was deceased, but he was, and I'm not saying you are, but he was a schizophrenic, and he took me through this whole thing of this whole scenario of what he said happened, but didn't really happen. And so it feels kind of like that, where I'm seeing all these things, but it's more like what's going on in your mind. And so I'm not saying I don't believe you or anything like that, but I would really suggest that you see someone. And if you're on any kind of medication or anything like that, make sure that you talk to your doctor and you let them know, you know, I'm taking this medication, I'm doing this, and this is happening, because sometimes medications can cause this, side effects, things like that. But I feel, it just feels like, you know, I don't know how else to say it. But I do pick up, I mean, I don't know if there's people around you that do any kind of illegal substances, but I do pick that up. It could be around you. It's not necessarily you. I'm just saying that is around. And it could be in the area. So just please, you know, you need to reach out to someone and tell them that all this is happening, because I don't think there's 25 guys on your roof. And I don't think that they're, you know, they're like attacked. I don't see physically 25 guys on your roof, or 4 or 10 or whatever. Did you feel that? I don't know if this started off with 2, but like I keep seeing a vision of like 2 guys and they're running around your property, but that's not real. That's not like a real vision. That's more like tapping into your mind a little bit. So hopefully that's helpful. But yeah, it will definitely not hurt you to get cameras. But make sure, go see a doctor before you start calling the cops and doing all of that. Please go see the psychologist first. It's just when I first originally picked that up, I thought it was like real, but the more I got into it, I was like, no, maybe not. But you can definitely take a log of everything that is going on still, and show that to your psychologist that you talk to, because there might be a form of schizophrenia, and I don't want to say that because I'm not a medical doctor, so I need you to go and get checked out for all of that kind of thing, for all of those kind of things. Yeah. Okay. And I say this with love and respect and everything, and there's no judgment ever with me. So, nighttime. You're welcome. All right, guys. Lotus, it's good to see you, girl. We're getting ready to get off, though. It's been kind of a interesting evening, to say the least. I'll get back to you, Tammy, if we can use Kim's. I'm sure she won't mind. But I emailed her. Let me see if she responded. I can't spell for shit. Yeah, you know what, though? Whatever. You're about to receive something. I can't spell. You know what I'm talking about. It keeps not wanting to let me spell it. Anyways, I'm going to check right now and see if I got an email back from Kim. Probably not. She probably went to bed. Oh, Kim. She says, sure. Oh, how sweet. She wants to do a Yelp review, but I went to go put my stuff on Yelp and I actually didn't do it. Never. Okay, so she said we could use her reading, Shazam. I think I'm going to get off here, you guys. It's been 3 hours. That was not the plan. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, I do hope you get it straightened out, Colette. It comes from love. And I keep getting referenced that case, so that's why I'm like, well, that's what made me kind of rethink the vision I was getting, because that guy put me through a whole scenario in my head, and we don't really need to do the other ones. I mean, it's not really a mediumship reading. I'm sure that Maria won't mind, but really, Kim was the only one that did one. We were trying to get Maria on for a while, but see what my, Roscoe's over there causing problems. I hear him in the dishes. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here, go take care of my babies, and go to bed. You guys have a good night. I'll try to be back on as soon as I can. Hopefully tomorrow. No promises, but keep an eye out. I will schedule it.